What's up guys, it's Criddle here from the AnimeBallZ team with another This Is. This time is a story of magic, of fighting, of really perverted scenes. It's Aesthetica of a rogue hero.
Off the tracks.
So this is the story of Akatsuki, who was a legendary hero in another world. He goes through there, slays the Demon King, and takes a prize on his way out. The prize turns out to be a girl by the name of Miyu, who is actually the daughter of this Demon King and was essentially entrusted to Akatsuki on his successful vanquishing of this Demon King. He is quite a perverted man. In fact, in the first interaction that any girl has with him, he manages to reveal that he's actually stolen every single one of their pairs of panties off their bodies, which is impressive to say the least. So that's the sort of show that this gears itself up for straight away. Having returned from this magical world, Akatsuki is enrolled in this school for magical users, and they essentially use these bangles or these little bracelets as a form of weapon thing. It's really confusing in that regard, and it comes into play a lot further on. Akatsuki has shown that he's extremely powerful, he just doesn't know how to use magic properly, and got through this entire demon world experience with brute force, and a lot of his magic is to do with essentially assisting things like that, assisting his own brute force and all that, as opposed to, say, for example, everyone else is able to summon a weapon nice and easy. He doesn't have that sort of ability just off the top of his hat. It requires a lot of effort to channel the magical energy that he has within him into a weapon that he can actually use. Anyway, so he winds up at this magical school, and along the way he meets a couple of other characters in the form of Kazuha and Izumi. Now these two are just a couple of the other girls at the academy. It's sort of a mixed class of people. There's some deep and dark secrets within this, where certain people want Akatsuki to fail and they're deliberately out to get him, and he's come in as this absolute badass into this class where there was already a badass, and he just hands him his ass. Just, you know, essentially this guy, everyone's scared of him, and Akatsuki's like, yeah, no, I win, I'm in charge now. And the school doesn't like this. The disciplinary committee is after him, his school captain is after him, everyone essentially is out to get him, and he's just super powerful and trying to protect this demon girl from being discovered as the demon lord's daughter, and is just posing as his sister in the meantime. It has a very ecchi feel, and one of his abilities is to make people share feelings and share the desires that other people feel. So for example, one of the girls needs to pee at one point, and she's like really embarrassed that she's going to pee herself. He's like, that's fine. Okay, your feelings are now transferred into these other two girls, so now all three of you have the need to pee together. So it means if you need to pee, it's not as embarrassing because there's three of you who are having this shared experience. I'm such a great guy. Not so much. Not so much at all. So very ecchi series, but very cool at the same time. Definitely check this series out, but let's move on from this plot and the characters as we look at
The good, the bad, and the dubbers.
So Akatsuki is voiced by Eric Vale, who is the voice of Sanji from One Piece, Trunks from Dragon Ball Z, and Desert Punk from Desert Punk. Miyu is voiced by Felicia Angel, who is the voice of Hana in Bento, Mana in Date Alive, and Renail in High School D&D. I don't even know if I pronounced that name right, I probably haven't. Kazuha is voiced by Monica Riol, who is the voice of Stocking from Panty and Stocking, Bulma from Dragon Ball Z Kai, I think, and Tsubaki from Soul Eater. And Azumi is voiced by Ryan Reynolds. No, not that Ryan Reynolds, another Ryan Reynolds, actually a female voice actor, who is also the voice of Young Grey from Fairy Tail and Latvia from Access Powers Hetalia. So this is a very interesting series. I've thoroughly enjoyed it despite the over-the-top etchiness of it. And the script has been done in such a way that Akatsuki refers to a monster in the thing as being, man, this thing was maxed out to over 9,000. Making a deliberate Dragon Ball Z reference with a guy who voiced Trunks in Dragon Ball Z, and is the son of the character who actually has that famous over 9,000 quote. So all in all, a very good series and worth checking out. It does have an R rating though, so you can expect that the ecchi scenes that I'm talking about are obviously very pronounced. Very awesome series. Definitely check it out. I give it a 7 out of 9 straw hats for you guys to peruse and enjoy. I'm Criddle. This has been Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.